Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Casino Grove and made possible by
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadeliverscom to learn more.
Watched by viewers and members like you.
Grand Lake is open for business. We'll hear from Andy Stewart, owner and general manager of Patricia Island Golf Club. And Jennifer Andrews tells us all about the Grand Lake Queen Riverboat. Mike Williams of Shangri-la will provide an update on Oklahoma's favorite resort. All this and more coming up next on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Hi, we're the girlfriends of the airport, and we're living grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Hello, I'm Christy Wallace, host of Living Grand on Grand Lake. COVID-19 may have presented a challenge to Grand Lakers, but a few things became apparent. 1, Grand Lakers are resilient people. 2, staying in quarantine is much easier when one has a beautiful lake to look at and explore. And 3, Grand Lake businesses quickly adapted and changed the way they operate, staying positive and discovering new ways to enhance experiences for their customers. Many of these businesses have incorporated these changes into their permanent business model after receiving great feedback from their customers. I asked Andy Stewart, who's the owner and general manager of Mulligan's and Patricia Island, to stop by and visit with us about some of the changes that they're seeing at Patricia Island. Andy, thanks for joining me. You know, the Grand Lake has kind of come through this COVID-19 pandemic, and we have seen so many businesses and Grand Lakers, you know, we're just a resilient area. And I know you've made a lot of changes to your business and how you've done things that might stick around long after we're through this pandemic.
Sure. We started the to-go serving out of Mulligan's and made it available every day, and the community really rallied behind us and came out. So that was really cool. And actually, our membership has grown through this process. So we just adjusted a little bit on the golf course side. Didn't have to adjust a lot. It was already outdoors and something people could do. So we had a lot of folks show up that hadn't been out in a while.
And, you know, playing golf, of course, like you said, you're outdoors where it's a little safer. It's such a beautiful course. I mean, I felt like you guys were as busy as ever.
We were as busy as ever, no doubt. And I think any business owner on Grand Lake probably was the same way, except for the restaurants. I mean, that's the hard part.
Definitely tougher, yeah.
You know, sales tax is up in Grove, has been for the last 3 months. Record levels, and you can see it on the lake. You go out on we went out on May weekends, and it was 4th of July type traffic. Pretty cool.
It was. Yeah, we would run into a lot of people who said, well, we're working from home, and we figured we can go work from our lake house just as well we can, in Wichita or Kansas City. So I do think we've brought a lot of people in, and again, with the way that Grand Lakers have just kind of flexed to say, hey, this is our new normal, what are we going to do? And of course, your curbside is a great opportunity for people who aren't members.
Sure.
You can still come and eat, just get it to go.
Yep.
Or, of course, the other option that we use a lot is the dockside delivery.
Sure, and that's been a big deal for us. It's hard to get the word out so people know about it, but we've got some courtesy slips over there, and all you got to do is call up there and tell them you're boating over, and we'll bring it down to the dock, and you can eat right there, or you can take it home and go from there.
And for the dockside orders, do you have to be a member for that, or that's open for everybody as well?
Nope, that's open for everybody as well. So we just made the to-go an option for everybody.
So I know that you also serve on the Oklahoma Department of Tourism Board. How are you guys adapting? How are you seeing? What are some of the plans we have for Grand Lake?
Everybody has seen what Matt Pinnell and his team have done. I mean, Matt is tireless. I mean, that guy is on the road every single day.
Yeah.
Tourism Department, it's an amazing group of people, and they've done just a great job. And I think you're just going to continue to see more and more and more people from out of state that have finding Oklahoma because of their social media program. It's really second to none.
I agree, and I think this is such a great opportunity that people are discovering Grand Lake, and what a great value you get. I mean, there's so much to offer here for an entire family. A week vacation is nothing. You could be here 2 weeks and still not be able to do everything.
Totally. Totally.
And then, of course, Matt Pinnell, I know he's got the fishing trail that they're promoting, getting more people to the lakes as well.
The fishing trail has been huge. That was the first thing that they launched, and it's just continued to grow every single month. Everybody knows this is a great lake that lives on it, but there's lots of people that don't know you can bass fish, you can crappie fish. I mean, there's all kinds of fish that you can come here and find. So I think it's just getting that word out, and that's what they're doing with this trail and with their social media campaign, is letting people know that Grand Lake is here and it's open for business.
Andy, what are some of the things that you see going forward? I know that you have some of your gambling packages where people can come and stay for a weekend. Maybe tell us a little bit about some of those plans.
Sure. We've been doing golf and gambling packages for a long time. We've got some new partners we're talking to, and some people we're trying to bring into the fold for what we're going to do post-COVID. And it's a great way to get to the lake. You can stay, you can gamble, you can play some golf and eat at some great places. So it's just another tool that we use to try to draw people here and give them a first time exposure to Grand Lake, because most times when we do, they come back.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's how many times do we meet somebody who lives here, and It started with they came in town for a weekend and then started coming once a month, and it just ramps up till eventually. Totally. You just love this place. You gotta live here.
You fall in love with it,
yeah.
And that's every story that you hear. Whether it was somebody's grandpa that brought them here first, or they were driving through looking for a place to live on a lake, and then they ended up here. And we've got people that have moved in from California and the East Coast. Got people moving from Florida. It's crazy that people are coming to Oklahoma, but they're just now starting to find us, and they're realizing the cost of living here. I mean, you can't beat it,
right?
And everything that's here to offer. I mean, for us, we're so spoiled. We got Shangri-la right across the water, and we can go over there and enjoy their facilities. I mean, there's a lot here to enjoy at Grand Lake, and we just need to get more people up here.
And really, that's kind of your story. I mean, you came out of college, getting recruited. You could have gone to Kansas City, to some bigger cities, and you ended up. What brought you to Grand Lake?
Oh, Grand Lake is in my blood, and it's been here forever. So the opportunity for me to be here full time was a no-brainer. So it did not take me long to make that decision, and I've been here ever since.
That's great. Well, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it. We love Mulligan's, love Patricia Island, all you're doing out there, and look forward to spending a lot of time there this summer.
Thank you. We appreciate all you do, and we love the show too.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.
Thanks. To learn more about Mulligan's or Patricia Island, visit patriciaisland.com or follow them on Facebook. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Tell all the gang at 42nd Street that I will soon be there.
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadelivers.com to learn more.
One of the things that's really important that will keep you safe is Grand Lake is 66 miles long. So if you're going to come to the lake for the day, let your friends know where you're going, what part of the lake you're going to be on. And even if you're on the lake and you're going out for the day, let your family members that stay behind, know what part of the lake you're going to and when you intend to return. That's important in case something happens and we need to come look for you. To go along with that, life jackets are just an absolute essential part of having a great day at the lake. If you get in the water, put your life jacket on. If you're under the age of 13 and you're in a boat under 26 feet, you have to have a life jacket on. That's the law. And so what we encourage is for people to get their life jackets out, and if they're not going to wear it, at least stow it at their feet. So if something happens, they can grab their life jacket before they go into the water. It'll make all the difference between having a safe day and a tragic day. So it's very simple. Remember to tell somebody where you're going, what you're doing, when you're going to be back, and bring your life jackets with you and have a great day at the lake.
And now for the Living Grand on Grand Lake events page. Make your plans now to join in the fun of the largest water concert raft up, Aquapalooza Grand Lake. It's set for Saturday, July 18th from 1 to 5 p.m., all held at the Grand Lake RV Resort. Other favorite stops you'll continue to find still open and ready to serve you during your time at Grand Lake include Darrell Starbird's National Hot Rod and Custom Car Museum in Afton, 40,000 square feet of over 40 of Darrell's most famous custom builds. Visit darrellstarbird.com to learn more. Megan and Andrew start up bright and early Tuesday through Saturday, ready for you to stop by Crawford's Bakery and Cafe with a delightful breakfast menu or the perfect stop for lunch. Dine in or carry out. Check out their menu at crawfordsbakeryandcafe.com. Also, if you're looking for a little break from the heat, the Grand Lake Escape Room is open and ready to test your adventure problem-solving skills. To book your fun, visit thegrandescaperoom.com to learn more. These and all your favorite spots in and around the lake are being safe, but available to make your visit to Grand Lake this season as memorable as any year. Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Casino Grove.
Growing up in the area, Jennifer Andrews and her husband James remember seeing Grand Lake's famous riverboat and being mesmerized by its majestic presence. Years later, when James was given the opportunity to captain the Grand Lake Queen, he jumped at the chance. The couple have taken over operations and found creative ways for people to get out on Lady Grand for some much-needed time on the water. Well, Jennifer, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm really excited that you and your husband are taking over the, well, I grew up calling it the Cherokee Queen, but it's the Grand Lake Queen now.
It is.
Of course, kind of a famous riverboat. I mean, been on this lake forever, and I know you have lots of plans and exciting things going on, so maybe tell us a little bit about what you have planned for this summer.
Yeah, so it is now the Grand Lake Queen. It is the only paddleable riverboat in the whole state of Oklahoma, so that's really exciting. Before they used to do dinner cruises a lot, and we are working on bringing that back, so we're really excited about that. Right now, we're cruising every Friday and Saturday night. Friday is a little bit later. We call it our Sunset Cruise at 7 p.m. And then Saturday is 6 p.m. So one of the things that we're getting ready to do, it actually launches this Friday, is our karaoke cruise on Friday night. So we're hoping that will bring some repeated customers and passengers along. So that's really fun. And then we haven't told anybody yet, but we're actually fixing to launch also season passes so that all the people that are local can come and enjoy that Friday karaoke. And when they have guests come in from out of town, then they can come enjoy the boat with them as well. So.
Well, and it's such a great way to see Grand Lake, you know, especially for those people who, you know, maybe don't come here frequently or they're just in town for a weekend and you really get to get out on the water. Such a beautiful ride. And you mentioned the Sunset Cruise. There's nothing like a sunset on Grand Lake.
There is nothing like a sunset on Grand Lake. And I'm telling you, right there by Sailboat Bridge, it's just remarkable.
It's just
gorgeous, there's oranges
right?
and pinks and purples every single night. I could watch it every night.
My camera is full of sunset photos.
Yes!
I could do a whole Instagram account just with my sunset, Grand Lake sunsets.
My favorite pictures are the Grand Lake Queen with the sunset behind it and Sailboat Bridge. I mean, it's iconic and it's absolutely gorgeous. We love it.
And of course, like I said, I grew up knowing about the Queen, and that's where, you know, all the parents would go for the dinner cruise and dancing, and you know, I think it was attracting a crowd, not just of those visiting, and I'm sure you'll have the same thing as you move forward with more locals saying, hey, this is just a fun night of entertainment with a gorgeous view.
Yes.
You know, in the open air, and
and the first 2 floors are air conditioned. So even on these super hot nights, you know, you can still come down to the 2nd floor bar, you can get a drink, you can enjoy the views right there in the air conditioning. So it doesn't have to be a miserable Oklahoma hot day, and you know, you don't have to pass on the Queen just because of that.
You can still get out and enjoy the lake.
Yes, and then the 1st floor, you know, all of the tables are set up where you feel like you're just floating right on the water. So the windows go all the way down to the ground, and you feel like you're just floating on the water. It's a remarkable boat, and we absolutely love it.
It's gorgeous.
It's definitely a family affair.
Your husband kind of grew up a little bit. You both grew up in the area, right?
Yes, we're both from Miami. I ended up moving and graduating from Claremore, but we're both from the area. We're locals. We grew up watching the Queen float along the waters as well, and it was really sad to just not see it floating anymore for so many years.
For a few years, it just sat dormant and not being used, and I think so many of us are excited to see the Queen out there again. I mean, even when you're out on your boat, It's so fun when you see the Queen. We always honk.
Yes,
when we
oh,
drive
everybody's
by. Yeah.
honking, they're waving. They love it when James, our captain, you know, honks the horn back at him.
Yeah.
We get tons of pictures after we cruise from people on their boat.
It's great.
It's really
and then I
nice.
know he was actually even involved in pulling one of the queens out of the water one year while they were doing some restoration.
Yes. When James was younger, his dad was a wrecker driver, and they had several local wreckers come, and that was the only way they could get that little queen out of the water. That was the last time it was restored. And gosh, James was probably 10 or 12. He's
Okay, so
quite a
he's
bit older
yeah.
now. So the little queen is
Yeah.
definitely due for a restoration, which we're getting ready to start working on.
Yeah,
And
you told me you kind of have some plans you're working on, not ready to release those
we
yet.
do have
but-
some plans. It's going to be really exciting, and we hope that everybody will enjoy it. Definitely our locals, because it'll be open, more hours, but also those traveling in. So we're really excited
That is
about
fantastic. So where can people go to get more information about the Queen?
that. You can go to grandlakequeen.com. We have a super simple website, and you can find us on Facebook.
Fantastic. So you can see those sunset pictures.
Absolutely. We have a whole picture gallery on the website
Great.
of pictures that people have sent in. So anytime
That's
you cruise on the Queen, we'd love for you to send our pictures in, and more than likely you'll see them on the gallery. So
Well, that's great.
it's a
Well,
lot
I
of
look
fun.
forward to all you have going. Hope to catch one of your dinner cruises and some
Absolutely.
karaoke. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Well, thanks so much for joining
Thank
us, Jennifer. I look forward to
you.
seeing you out on the water.
Thank you.
By the way, when you're posting those sunset pictures, be sure to tag Living Grand on Grand Lake too. And while you're tagging, be sure you're following us on Facebook. You can also visit us at rsu.tv to watch episodes from previous seasons. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
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 Grand Lake's newest destination for great fun is located just off the lake in Grove. At Cherokee Casino Grove, you'll experience exceptional food and outstanding service. Stop in to relax with your favorite drink and root for your team on the big screen. Experience live local music on the 1897 stage every weekend. Cherokee Casino Grove on Highway 59 at East 250 Road. It's the most fun you'll have off the water.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake, presented by Cherokee Casino Grove.
As one of the premier resorts in Oklahoma, Shangri-La is truly an island oasis. They continue to expand and enhance the services they provide to their members, guests, and all Grand Lakers. Mike Williams, Director of Communications, is with me today to share more about Shangri-La's plans for the summer. Well, Mike, thanks for joining us today on Living Grand on Grand Lake. You know, we wanted to kick off the season and really kind of touch base on some of our favorite places around the lake. And of course, Shangri-La has so many things going on. Just wondered if you could kind of catch us up to speed on what's going on with that beautiful resort.
You bet. We never, during the pandemic, never closed down the golf course or the marina operations. We did unfortunately have to close the hotel and the restaurants, and we reopened the hotel on May 13th, and since then it's been Katie bar the door. We have been sold out every weekend at the resort hotel, And of course, when they closed the golf courses in Tulsa in the middle of May, everybody just came to Shangri-La from Tulsa to play. So we've been really busy throughout the entire time. And now, of course, we've reinstituted the restaurants, and live music started on Memorial Weekend every Saturday night at Eddie's Lakeside Bar. So we have been really busy, and the groups are returning, but the transient traffic is incredible. I think what's happening is people say, well, we can't fly internationally. We don't really want to fly domestically. We're nervous about that. I'll tell you what, let's go to Grand Lake. And an amazing number of them are saying, let's go to Grand Lake, let's buy a house, let's buy a boat, we'll just do that. Boat sales are crazy. Real estate sales are crazy.
Yeah, I've seen the real estate. They say it's just unbelievable. They can't keep up.
That's the smallest inventory, I think, in recent history at Shangri-La, and well, all over Grand Lake. And it's an amazing thing. And I think what's happening now that people have been here, I tell everybody that I think people who own Grand Lake homes, 80% of them have been here consistently for the last 4 months.
I agree.
And what's happening now is, I've heard it from CEOs on down, I think this is going to change the way we do business, and it'll impact Grand Lake in a great way, because I hear more people saying, you know, with the Zoom meetings and the WebEx meetings, and I just never thought of that before, and it was available, but I think I may be more efficient this way than being in the office and traveling to meetings and having people come in, and we blah, blah before the meeting, blah, blah after the meeting, and pretty soon your 30-minute meeting has blown a whole afternoon. On Zoom or WebEx, it's 30 minutes, it's done, you're gone, and so I think a lot of people are going to start working here more remotely.
And of course, we feel like we're so lucky. I mean, I can't imagine being through this in some little tiny apartment in a big city. We have this gorgeous lake that people are stretching, you know, you can get out and social distance while enjoy it. And
we're getting that more even from corporate interests who typically do reward trips for their top employees to Hawaii or to the Caribbean. And instead, they're bringing them to Shangri-La this summer because it's closer, it's safer, it's, you know, not in the midst of a pandemic bubble.
Well, and I would argue that when you're sitting at the pool at Shangri-La and they bring you that drink, it feels like you're in Hawaii or the Bahamas. You forget, you know, you're overlooking the beautiful lake. I mean, it's just such a top-notch facility. It's hard to believe that you're in the middle of Oklahoma.
Yeah, we hear that a lot, and that's, of course, the highest compliment you can give us is that we're sitting by the pool thinking we're in Turks and Caicos, and I always tell people, well, that's because that's where we saw the design for this pool. So,
not far off there, huh? Now, what about your plans, your expansion plans?
We're in the process right now of building an activity park. That's going to be really fun. It's big. We'll have outdoors. We'll have pickleball courts and tennis courts and basketball. A little mini Fenway Park, wiffle ball park, which, you know, is supposed to be for kids, but depends on your definition.
Because I feel like I can really hit a wiffle ball.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's my jam.
We're anticipating the poor little kids being pushed aside by the 45-year-old kids, yes, consistently. But so we'll have all that, and a sand volleyball court, and then the indoor facility will be an 11,000 square foot building targeted right now for opening in April 2021. Hopefully, the outdoor facilities will be open by November this year. We shot for August, but rain.
Oh, yeah.
So the indoor facility should be open by next April, 2021, and that will include a coffee bar, an indoor-outdoor bar, virtual reality room where you can make it an escape room or wherever you want to be. That'll be a lot of fun. Golf simulators and shooting simulators and table games and pool and an arcade. And we anticipate that's going to be a really fun facility.
That's going to be amazing.
And the idea, of course, is to have more activities indoors to continue to attract a crowd in the winter that we attract in the summer.
Absolutely. And the view from the summit is...
I can't imagine how many pictures have been taken and posted from that balcony at the summit.
I agree. So many beautiful pictures. Such a great place, and lots of fun things. You know, I love places like Eddie's because people who are from out of town, maybe they want to come check out the lake. You can go have a great little meal at Eddie's, be right on the water, and kind of get to experience that lake life without going all in and buying the boat in the lake house. Or so I think it's a great opportunity. Or come stay at the hotel for the weekend.
Right. And if you decide you want to buy the house and the boat, then we're there for that too.
Absolutely, we hope you do.
That's right, we can help.
That's right, we can help you.
One-stop shopping.
Exactly. Well, Mike, thanks for catching us up to speed. I know we'll be spending a lot of time out there. Our viewers love it and just want to kind of give them an update of what's going on. And I'm sure I'll see you probably this weekend.
Tiny little boat ride from your house.
That's right,
Christy.
5 minutes from my 5 minutes by boat.
35
by car.
Yeah, right. Like everything on
Like everything on
Grand
Grand Lake.
Right.
So, well, thanks for joining us, Mike. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So whether you're rethinking your vacation plans this year or you just need a well-deserved break from reality, visit Shangri-la Resort for a fabulous island escape. Well, that does it for this week's edition of Living Grand on Grand Lake. I'm Christy Wallace. Join us again next week for more about living the grand life.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
This is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
And this is Living Grand on Grand Lake.
Mid-America Industrial Park's Living Grand on Grand Lake is presented by Cherokee Casino Grove and made possible by
At the Mid-America Industrial Park in Pryor, there are over 100 jobs waiting for someone just like you. These are high-paying jobs that don't require a degree. With over 80 manufacturing plants to choose from, it's easy to find your dream career. Need training? Don't worry, because Mid-America provides on-campus classes supported by employers. If you have recently graduated from high school and want to start a career in manufacturing, earning a great wage and benefits, visit midamericadeliver's.com to learn more.
Also by
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
Plus by
I had the drive to boost my earning power.
I was driven to be more competitive in the job market.
Finishing my degree, that's what drives me.
If you left college without a degree, Reach Higher, Oklahoma's degree completion program, can change your life. You get affordable tuition, flexible class schedules with online options, and a degree from a state university.
I was driven to earn my diploma.
And I did it.
Apply today at reachhigheroklahoma.org. Let your drive drive you.
and by viewers and members like you.